We're back with Xenoblade Chronicles X. Last time we learned what happened to send us to a new planet, and we started navigating our way around just a tiny bit, and we joined the world's largest organization for actual survival. AKA Blade. Not exactly what that stands for, but that's fine. Anyway, we have been tasked with our first mission to find someone's last known location in Southeast Primordia. And I could go about doing that, or I could start showing you around New Los Angeles. Because I think it's time that we take our freedom back and really explore. Hey. So here we have our generic quest terminal. I mentioned this last time, but these are from nameless NPCs, and they're renewable, so you can keep coming back here and there will be new ones. But it's your way to grind stuff up if you want. You could also just take a bunch of these and then see which ones you happen to complete as you go along. But we got this one, like deliver Miranium, which is something that we kind of gather automatically through our mining efforts, but we'll get more into that later. Defeat 3 of these rabbits. Gather 4 of those. We already have 1. So yeah, right now, I'm not going to do this every time, I don't think, but just for sake of example, we'll see how many of these we're able to knock out as we go for today, and I'll just take them all. They're all in my quest log. If I need a refresher on any of those, I can go into the missions portion of the menu, and they'll all show up there alongside the main story mission. Alright, next up, there's some random people I can talk to, like this wolf. He looks more like a human to me, but how do you overwhelm your foes? If that's your goal, you want to topple them. You never miss a toppled foe, and the effect is powerful. But to set up a topple, you gotta stagger your foe. Once a foe's been staggered, if you then hit them with an art that has the topple effect, you'll always topple them. There's also the Skell's Bind maneuver. If I were to actually have a Skell, then maybe I could do that.
What's wrong?
Trevor over here. Is anything troubling you, Trevor? Oh, Carl is pathetically not killing indigents. Ugh, that Carl. I mean, if you want to spank him, I won't stop you if that's what you're into. So that updated something called the Affinity Chart. You may have seen that little pop-up. Let's head into that part of the menu. Here you can see, in character affinity, you've got basically the just characters from the story. These little lines show who we have made a connection with, and if I were to click on one of those, I could read a bit about it, and I can see exactly how many hearts of affinity we have. Hold on, no, go back. I wasn't done looking at that yet. Some of these have arrows. That means they have opinions about each other. So Gwyn refers to Elma as Colonel, and Elma is that Gwyn is Elma's ex-subordinate. And there's actually the same relationship with Irina, makes sense, but what about Lynn? Lynn refers to Elma as the team leader, and Elma refers to Lynn as a team member. So, very basic stuff if you just want to see how people interact with each other. Filling this out would be part of, say, like the 100% journey for some players. So, for example, I could seek out Carl and try to get his side of the relationship with Trevor. I'm not meticulously going after all of these for this playthrough, but it's a thing you can do. It's more important in Xenoblade 1, for sure. There's this other option for player affinity, and that's with other people that you would log on with, because again, this game had the whole online thing going for it. So we'll be ignoring that one. Hey, Marcus. Is anything troubling you? There's a pathetic guy who keeps giving Arena a hard time. Ay. I hate that trope about, like, I like you, let's tease you and bother you and all sorts of stuff.
Careful. Sir.
You can get rewards for putting collectibles in the Collectopedia, says this random person I walked by. I wonder if I'll find that in the Intel section of my menu. So, if you find one of each collectible that a region has to offer, then you get special rewards. This is a thing in every Xenoblade. I think, well, I don't think there was actually a Collectopedia in Xenoblade 2. There definitely was in the first one. This game does borrow a lot more from the first Xenoblade. Let's say I just put one of these lacy potatoes into the Collectopedia. That does take it out of my inventory, so you do want to have a bit of extra, but that brings me to 1% of the Primordia collectibles. Meanwhile, this Ajira melon has a star on it. If I turn that in, that was a lucky panel, and I get 2 battle points. Let's see. Battle points, I believe, are used. Yes, there we go. Okay, battle points are used to upgrade your art. Right now you'll see slit edges at level 1. You can get a little comparison on the right side there of how it'll affect the art. It might do more damage, it might lower the cooldown, it might do both, it might heal more if it's a healing art. I mean, you just gotta look and see what you want. I actually have 28 battle points, so it's probably not a bad idea to level up some of the arts that I think I'm gonna keep. At least for now. Like, which one of these can topple? Yeah, the topple art is usually a good choice to upgrade. So this will change topple 1 into topple 2 and make it last for an extra half second. Plus it does more damage by 75% and has a lower cooldown by 4 seconds. Oh, I accidentally went onto the palette and rearranged where I want the art to be. That is a thing you can do, because it's your menu and you should navigate it how you see fit. The next upgrade after 4 costs 12. Let's see, this one damages enemies with topple. So I'll just put a bit into that, and then you know what, I'll take the 3rd level of the topple art, even though it's more expensive. And then I'll just hold on to the rest for now. Keep in mind you can do this for your other teammates, and you do not share battle points. Everyone has their own supply. So I may revisit this menu later. For now though, I want to keep things moving. How am I doing on my class? I really want to keep track of this. Okay, I don't remember when you unlock these skill branches, but I'm going to be keeping an eye on that, because the level cap in this game is kind of strict. And I want all the experience that I'm getting to go into that as I can. Alright, I went over the rest of the party menu last time, where you can change your gear, change your attacks, change your passive skills, eventually change your class, change the bonuses that you get from using arts when they're called for, and changes in the party. We don't have a skill yet, so that option's not available to us. And I showed the missions menu. So I'm just going to be thorough and finish here. Showed the Affinity Chart. I showed a little bit of intel with the Collectopedia, but there's other things you can look at, such as achievements, which have been popping up. There's a lot. 749, in fact. One I got was, let's do this, for accepting the basic mission. They are organized by story, combat. Oh, I killed a Gold Crown Tyrant. Probably the only Tyrant we've had so far. And then there's a category for world, like doing specific things in the world. Exploring and all that. If you want to look up an enemy, then hey, the game's got you covered there, I guess. What happens if I click on the Grex? Gives a bit of details on the left side, tells you how many you've beaten, tells you what time they're out, where they're located, in what weather. Tells you the range of levels that they'll have, how much experience they'll grant. And as you collect drops from them, the game will track that. So like right now there's a bunch of question marks here, but if I were to go face to face with one, then I would probably be able to get a drop and fill one of those in. So that if I needed to find an enemy drop later, I could try and check that way. Alright, we also have just info, organized by region. It would seem I have none yet. And of course your item inventory. Which, hey, it's sorted into this sort of stuff, so that's cool, I suppose. Doing a quick gear check there, and now let's get back to exploring the city. The reason I want to explore the city is because I happen to see, well, not just the Mimi's own maintenance center that we can get marked on our map, but
I see.
this red question mark. That's right, right? Yeah. Oh good, I've been looking for you. Name's Kirsty with a K. I'm the operations manager for Frontier Nav. I've requested that I brief you on the whole Frontier Nav deal. Sound good? Alright. Now, those hearts that just appeared over my teammates' heads are because they liked that decision, and so my affinity with them is ever so slightly up now. So careful what you say, depending on who's in your party. And, yeah, if you have clashing personalities in the party, then you won't be able to please everybody, but, you know, think about who you want to gain affinity with. It takes dedication and curiosity to understand. So, there are types of data probes that can be installed at probe placement sites. Each one has different effects. You can amplify their effects by using the same types in neighboring regions. We're just gonna try it. So she's good. We have to install probes at those sites and use the segment map to change one of them to a specific type. I'll set that as the target mission. If you ever want to change your target mission, that's another use of the missions menu. Yeah, I remember that probe. You need to verify its exact location, use the segment map. Blah 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 blah. the probes in, blah, 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 blah. If you use the touchscreen on the segment map, aka your gamepad, then you can do all this mining management stuff. I'll give you a few probes just in case, and we're good. I recommend doing this side quest to get familiar with this because you're going to want to mine for Miranium. In fact, we saw that on one of our generic quests. It's a good resource to have for upgrading yourself as you go. Alright, still just looking around. There's a construction scale, I think. You can see the residential district from here. You know, I probably could jump down to it with enough of a running start. But I don't want this tour to be too hard to follow. Julius, what do you have to say?
Working hard?
Tell me about the project. As part of the Earth-led colonization project, interstellar ships took off from a number of cities. However, we don't have any idea what happened to the others. We've been transmitting a signal from Mira in an attempt to establish contact, but we haven't had any replies yet. It's possible that we're all that's left of humanity. No, ignore that. We mustn't lose hope. Right, there were other arcs that left the Earth after its destruction. Perhaps some of them survived. Yo, Stella. Heard any rumors? Are you familiar with the continent comprised of nothing but wastelands far to the east? We're receiving reports of non-naturally occurring structures in that region. We need to find some answers about who built these structures and what became of them, and do it fast. I guess I'll post a mission for the Pathfinders division. Well, that's not me. I'm the Curator division, baby. I kinda already explained battle points. Do you have any interesting news? I heard there was a stalled scale in the residential district, so I went to see for myself. And would you believe it, a real looker of a blade was standing right beside it. He was just my type. So I wonder if I could get Vandom to coincidentally assign us both to the same mission. Alright, continuing my lap around the administrative district. Still have this field object that we're not quite able to deal with.
Now then.
Just so many places to run around. Anyone over here? Yeah. Oh, Gina's bar, eh? Consider me interested. Consider me, Xenoblade ain't easy. I work and work, but nothing's ever good enough. Maybe if I just start dressing and acting like a blade, everyone will think I'm one. Yeah, that might work.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt the tightrope walk. I fell.
1, 2, 3.
I have the option to fast travel back up, but I am curious if there is another way out of this. I mean, I suppose the other way out of this is to go down here. Like, I could just jump in the water. Nothing's stopping me from doing that. I'd admit this bit of emptiness extends a bit further than I thought. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and fast travel back. Is there anything behind me that I should know about? There's a big old group of people here in the Harriers division. Adelbert's a fun name. Kinda like Adelgard, but with an A. Yo, how about the Harriers? It's our job to exterminate the especially dangerous indigent. Some are so tough it would take a full squad just to make it a fair fight. Most veteran fighters were assigned to this division. On my own team, I'm lucky to serve with Fina and Gret, two career soldiers that may as well have been born wearing camo.
Oh yeah, have you heard?
You ever fought the tyrant they call Eckhart the Indestructible, who lurks on the high ground of the Grieving Plains? No, I've barely left. We can boast that we were able to face down a creature like that and live. But we were no match for the beast. We had 4 skells concentrating fire and the thing barely flinched. Destroyed Gret's Skell, our leader Adelbart ordered a full retreat. I guess I should be grateful at least that my friend Gret wasn't wounded.
What?
I heard a lot about that new blade. I think her name's Azrain. They say she killed a tyrant on her very first mission. That's incredible. I mean, I'm a Harrier and all, but tyrants are way out of my league. Heck, I can barely handle the Ovis that roam around here. It's pathetic I have to ask someone newer than me for advice, but I sure wish that new blade would teach me her secret. Uh-huh. Okay. Doody-doody-doo. You could spend forever talking to every single person around here, and at one point in my life, I'm sure I did. But I spy another side quest on the map.
Now what?
Excuse me. Sorry to bother you, and I know you're terribly busy, but is there any way you might help with a rather urgent request? I promise I won't take too much of your time. Heck, I don't have much of my own to spend taking up yours. Sorry, getting off track. I know I should be running this request through official channels and all, so I'm sorry. There's just no time. I'm desperate at this point, and I'll take any help I can get. Not to say you're just anybody. You're great. Look, I know I may sound completely bonkers, but just hear me out, okay? That's all I ask. Really? You're gonna listen to me? Oh man, what are the odds the very first person I asked would help me out? Like 9 to 1? I'm shy, you see, and I'd about worked myself up into a panic thinking I'd have to keep approaching strangers. But with the staring, the awkwardness, and... Yeah, so I need you to deliver some supplies to a blade team in the field. I'm a mechanic, you see, specializing in skills. I tend to head up a lot of important projects. Sorry, did that sound too brighty? Anyway, I just got a call from the team that's always been really nice to me. They asked me to bring them supplies so they can do a field repair of their skulls. Apparently something called a whimsical duergar attacked them after they left on a mission, and now they're stranded. I pride myself on customer service, but me wandering around outside the city is just... No, bad idea. Bad idea. Especially with the whimsical duergar that broke their skull still kicking around. Much as I wanted to help, I'm just a mechanic. There was only so much I could do. But on the other hand, the thought of those poor skulls lying there all beat up just broke my heart. So I gathered some adventure stuff, left town, and then kind of panicked about what to do next. The only sane plan I could come up with was asking someone else for help, and then you came along. It's like magic, only not. I know I should post this to Mission Control. Accept. But I don't have time for rules, man. I just can't stand filling out paperwork and cutting red tape or whatever. Oh, and I'll pay you, of course. Or actually, the leader of the team you'd be rescuing will. I hope. At any rate, they're really in trouble. So if you could get these supplies, I'd really appreciate it. Alright, doing a little looking around on my map down here. I don't remember if there's a way to adjust something on the mini-map. No, I think the mini-map is just the way it is. Alright, so there is one other street that I feel like we should address right now. And that's here at Armory Alley. If you're looking to get new equipment, and if you don't want the enemies to be the way that you get it, then this is probably where you're gonna be. So, Miranium is a currency that you can invest. You can get it through mining, and we're gonna do that mining side quest in a bit. But this is what you'll ultimately use it for. Or rather, this is one of the things that you'll use it for. There's different companies making weapons. Each has their own strengths and weaknesses. So, they need research and development to develop new weapons. If you wear their gear and use it in battle, that'll help. But you can also just give them Miranium. When their level goes up, they'll put out new weapons. Another thing you can do is upgrade your gear by bringing in monster parts. So you can see that currently this trait is 10 bonus melee attack, and I can up that to 15. But I would need a muscled Swede bulge. Yeah, that's what it says. Okay, augments are probably the toughest thing. Like, I would say if there's one mechanic that you can afford to ignore and still, like, just play the game normally, then it's this. You might be more interested in augments if you're going for everything and, like, trying to kill even the toughest of monsters. But if you're just trying to beat the game, I think you can do it without worrying about this augment section. So if this doesn't make much sense to you, then don't let that deter you. Let's say I want to get something for my weapon. These are all sorts of attributes that you can boost. I don't know, let's just say Vantage Attack Plus as an example. Well, I currently don't know how to make this augment, but eventually you would have a list of materials that you can turn into that augment that you can then equip onto the weapon. Or the skill. And finally, there's new gear. Here's just like a big old list of probably every possible weapon if I had to guess. I mean, there's some that are just not even on there yet. Again, those require monster parts. So this is something to bear in mind once you've had a chance to gather resources. We'll stop by there sometimes. Here's just an outright shop. You do have currency. You can see I've got 28,225 at the bottom right. These blue ones are the types of weapons that I currently have equipped. So I would know to look in that section, and then, you know, this is stuff that I could buy. Although red is not currently equipable for one reason or another. At least I don't think it is. Or maybe they're just showing that it's an overall decrease on some stats. Nah. Might be the weight or something. Or it might be the level. Actually, I think it's the level. Because I'm only level 5. But the gear has a level 10 on it. Whereas the other ones have a, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Hey.
Alright, any other shops I should check out? Alright, I think that's about it for now, but I'm gonna temporarily mute for reasons.
Am I right?
Let's go. Let's see what
We
you
should
got.
weaken them just to be safe. Fire Carnival!
Shadow strike. Now cover for the left and south. I'll make them hurt. Did that work? Then move in and strike. Force.
Get off!
Help. What? We need to keep our wounds here. I should heal up first. Right. Enemy destroyed. Move in and strike. I'll make them hurt.
I need down. We can
Is that it? We got it. Let's move. All that experience comes from experience. That's true on any planet.
Alright. Now, I think this is finally our opportunity to go ahead and I'm trying to remember how to... There, I kind of want this map, you know? Options on there. Sorry, I'm trying to remember specifically about the map and like how to see where it is I can go. Okay, there we go. Now I've got like a zoomed out thing. So if I head to the northeast, which the minimap also says, then I can reach the next story objective, and that's just a couple segments away. But how about I take a little detour to the southeast and just explore that corner of the map. Because we finally got this little bit of freedom, and I kind of want to relish it. I'm guessing that's the team that was affected by the scale. Oh, fine, they're right there. Oh no, this is just for a generic mission. Okay, even better.
I'll knock him off balance. Did that work? Then move in and strike. Now it's my turn. I'll make him hurt.
Oh, that's enemy resistance, this top ball.
Chrome armor. Upper hand. Is that it?
Oh, I assume that the other one's worth packing.
Scatter him. They're off guard. Stagger them with a melee attack. I'll knock him off balance. Now, melee attack. Assault hammer.
Dagger, top ball, yes.
Move in and keep the rhythm going.
And now I probably aggroed them a fair amount. They don't seem to be doing that much damage to me.
Nice hit. Let's see another one. Scatter him. Let's see what you got. Now it's my turn. Assault hammer. Lightning slinger. I'll blast him wide open.
Dead momentarily.
Is that it?
Let's keep it up.
Oh, I got a rare drop. Titanium page. Last rank up. Does that mean... Okay, rank 6 is still not enough to move up the ranks. I'd like to look at my gear though and see if that rare drop is anything useful. Okay, it's a weapon. It's a shield class weapon, requires level 7. I'm just gonna save on that note, and then we'll get back to moving around. Ah, there's some collectibles over there. We may be able to fill out some other generic quests if we pick them up. Or maybe even the Collectopedia. Now you'll see some of these monsters have icons next to them. That indicates what will make them aggressive. The eyeball means if they see you, they are coming after you. Unless you're really high level. Then they'll ignore you.
This should be fun. Ready for anything.
Ooh, I learned a debuff art from my level up. I got Infuriate, which will taunt the enemy and make them focus on me. Suppose if I combine that with my chrome armor, then that could be good. Although I don't really think of myself as that much of a tank right now.
Now pump them full of lead while they're down. Upper hand.
Nice that tail.
Here comes the fireworks.
Lynn actually, I believe, has a shield class weapon, so I would think she's more likely to draw the aggro. I gave her the armor.
Early bird. Do I master hand-to-hand combat or focus on ranged attacks? Let me know if you need a training.
Elma got a class rank up. So, once we've had a chance to do a little bit here, then I'll go into some menu digging. But I don't want to do that too much on stream. I did say, just for the heck of it, let's explore the Southeast. Let's see, I'm level 6. Can I handle a level 9? Let's find out.
I'm in the zone. Let's
Yeah, I
close
could have
in
done better on that
freedom.
button wrong. Here, I'll give myself the armor
Melee
and then
attack.
haunt the enemy. Just right out the gate.
Shadow strike. I'll make 'em hurt.
I want to extend that towel.
Cover fire.
And then react to that soul voice.
Early bird.
It seemed my taunt wore off.
Fly continues destroyed. Move in and strike. Infuriate.
Oh, I didn't realize. I thought I was on the orange art because I was trying to react to Elma's soul voice.
Move in and keep the rhythm going. Shadow strike.
I'll take some resist. Might survive a bit longer that way.
Upper hand. I owe you one. Level struck. But we pulled through.
Yeah, level 9 was no trouble.
Level up. I think even my cooking got better.
Kinda see the edge of the continent. And yes, you can go in that ocean if you would like. I don't recommend it right now, but it's an option. Hey, I'd rather just stare at that moon. Maybe shoot some guys out of the sky.
This should be fun.
He won't beat me.
Hey, you. I said, hey, you.
Shadow strike. Fire carnival. Side Cavern.
I pulled it.
Appendage
Leave this to
destroyed.
me.
Move in and strike. I'll make 'em hurt.
Stop it.
That inflicted some stuff on us.
Side slash.
Oh, it's got buddies. That's not good.
Fly nice. Move in and do some damage. Flame grenade.
Stop it.
Shadow strike.
You okay? That's tough. We can do this.
Touch me up.
Let me catch myself.
Upper hand.
Oh, my teammate got me up because of our TP.
Side slash.
Cover fire.
We need to keep our wounds healed. I should be one first. Here. Go to town.
Come on, it's so close.
Harder. Flame grenade.
Okay, time to retreat. No, I said retreat. I said retreat. Wow, all the way back there. Let me warp ahead at least a little bit. Okay, so maybe I won't bother those bugs. Look at that guy sleeping. Wow, doesn't that thing on top of that cliff look interesting? I wonder if I can get there. Well, let's see. I gave a little tour of New Los Angeles Administrative District and also the pause menu. I spent much too much time in the pause menu.
Come to mama.
And I'm not trying to fight this Nocturnal Vesper, I really just wanted the items. Whee! Gonna press B and run away! Is it off my case yet? Yeah. Besides that, I've just been ignoring the story objective and looking around Primordia. I thought, hey, if the story's in the northeast, then I'll go to the southeast. I'm gathering items, I'm killing folks, I'm learning new arts.
This should be fun. You ready for engaging? Lay down some fire for me. I'll blast it wide open.
Of course there's a southwest.
Nice hit. Let's see another one.
I mean, in this game, there's always every direction. Get myself the armor and haunt you.
Upper hand. Side slash. Shadow strike.
Dagger. Got it. Look at the guy shooting. Point blank shot, baby.
Very good.
Alright, whole team's level 7. Let's do a little bit of a check-in. I have a new weapon, but it's weaker. I have a new left sleeve, but I need one more level before I can equip it. And doesn't seem like Elma can equip any of her new stuff yet either. Still have no drifter skills. I have no any skills, good to know. My arts. Where am I sitting on battle points? I have 18 battle points. I'll pour a little into that and a little into this. Now, Elma, how are your arts looking? Boost damage and combos, critical power. Critical power is good. Fatigue. Oh, this one inflicts stagger. That's a good one to start upgrading. Then I'll get that critical power art. That combines well with early bird. Now Lynn. Looks taunt, thermal resist up. Wild Smash is good because we've been inflicting Topple a bunch. Another one that inflicts Topple. Alright, everyone should be a little better off. Alright, we got this nice little beach. The Cliffside Beach. And if you want to go for a swim, then the item orbs should be here to tell you that you can do that. And you can keep swimming the ocean as much as you want. Just don't expect much good to come from it, especially not right now. Ah, look, there's the obligatory level 80 something enemy in Area 1. And you might see this suspicious piece of coral. You might be tempted to check it. And the game might be like, yeah, you should check it. You're able to check it. That's a little bit of experience right there. Let's see. I'll take down a level 6 crab.
Fire, don't let up. Shadow strike.
I bet you cover fire.
Flash grenade. Flinger. Did that work? Then move in and strike. Side slash.
Hey, look away from Elma. I'm over here. Hit me.
Early bird. Shadow strike. Move in and do some damage. Lightning. Flinger. Is that it?
Hope I didn't get in the way.
Do. Oh, look at them running. But they're level 12. I don't want to push it too much on what I'm fighting. Oh, little item tucked here. Here. It is a big, big place. As a for reference, we have been through maybe 3 segments of the Primordia map, and the Primordia map has 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. I'm gonna give a rough estimate because I'm not counting all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. There's at least 90 segments. Is that what 15? Yeah, 15 times 6 is 90. I'm gonna approximate 90 segments, and we walked through maybe 3 of them just now. And this is the first continent of 5.
I'm in the zone. Shadow strike. And do some damage.
I don't know about winning this fight now that there's a second guy involved. I'm gonna do a tactical retreat.
Touch me up. This is wearing me down. I'm not gonna make it.
Fire carnival!
Sorry.
Ooh, my tactical retreat worked. That guy's a level 51, but fortunately for us, it's a passive enemy. I could just walk right under it right now, and I would be fine. I mean, it might walk into me and do some damage, because, I mean, look at the thing. It's huge. If it steps on you, it's gonna hurt. One more time for the people in the back. one more time because I just find it really funny. That obviously didn't do any damage to me, and I didn't trigger a fight. It's just minding its business, having a drink, but like, you wouldn't want to get too close. Hey, this is apparently jam-packed lake according to the map. Now, what have we here? It's this purple mass. And if you read what it says in the top center, then you know that this is, well, yeah. Am I really gonna mess with this just for a small amount of experience? Of course I am.
Strength comes from experience. That's true on any planet. Let's go. Let's see what you've got.
We should weaken them just to be safe.
Alright, there's a bunch of them, but
You don't see this every day. Side
they're lower level. So maybe, if I play smart.
Chrome armor.
I didn't mean to do chrome armor, but that's what we're going with now, I guess.
Hostile neutralized.
Okay, tactical retreat back.
Combat. Shadow strike. Side flash. Not done.
Get out of my way, tree.
One more hit.
I mean, they obviously eat a lot of alien grapes. That's about all I can muster from that finding. And try and find some stuff that's more appropriately leveled. We could go fight that tyrant.
Looks like we've got no choice.
Punch first. Ask questions later. Fire carnival.
Now it's my turn. Edge. Then move it and strike.
Let's lay into it.
My mind is clear. This is my chance. I'll blast it wide open.
Now that thing pounds.
Now, melee attacks.
Trash.
I'll make them hurt. Upper hand. Shadow strike. Side attack. Free edge. Knock him over with gunfire. Victory is ours.
I got a workout from all that running.
I really like this little overhang thing that they have in this section. Like, that would be a cool place to hang out. It'd be nice and protected from rain and stuff. But it's naturally forming. There's another one over there. Speaking of which, here's the rain. Do I know how to call them or what? And yeah, I'm pretty sure the game makers thought about the fact that you were covered from the rain right now, because I don't see any actively falling on us. But you can see it outside. Oh, I found the West Gen Path plane. Ah, wait. I think you saw it. I was trying to... If I can get the camera in a place where I can see myself, that would be great. But I think you saw what I was trying to do there. Almost there. Some ominous red light in the distance. Probably nothing to worry about. You can see the NLA tower despite all the obscurity of the rain. There's another overhang over there that's even taller. Maybe not the best view given that it's raining, but still pretty neat. Now, I see a giant red light over there, and that tells me it's data probing time. Yep, eventually you can go absolutely anywhere in this game. Some of the higher up stuff isn't truly accessible right now, but you'll get away. Alright, hopefully none of these guys are aggressive, because I just want to put my little probe in the ground. Voila, it gives me more map. But you can't see because it's on the gamepad. Now, unlike the one that we saw drinking from the lake, that guy, Lucille, is a vision type monster, so if he were to see me, he would use his level 92 raft to crush me. I made quite the journey out of just running around so far. Is that another data probe, or is that the one that I just came from? That's probably the one I just came from, right? Yes, yes they do. The highest level enemy in the game is 120. Okay, yeah, that's the one I planted. Oh. Oh, that's funny. You think the max is 100. Silly. Silly, naive little notion right there. You know, I don't blame you. Because in Xenoblade 1 and 2, the mainline games, the level goes up to 99. But Xenoblade X is not those other two games. Do you know what the actual level cap is? The answer may surprise you. It's definitely not the first number that someone would think of for a level cap. Oh, there is a level cap. I definitely remember hitting the level cap. Oh, hey, that ominous red light was just the west gate. The correct answer to how many levels you can have in Xenoblade X is 60. That is a 6 followed by a 0. In other words, the toughest enemy in the game has your level doubled. I mean, I'm just running into even more higher level stuff that way. Maybe I ought to warp back a bit and find stuff I can handle. But there's this line of items right here. It's taunting me. Shiny. Shiny. Give to me the shinies. So yeah, remember that thing I said about how I didn't know you could switch class trees after you filled one out? And then I was already at the level cap, so I was getting peanut experience points, and it wasn't worth trying to grind out the extra skills. I mean, I can imagine that the items would lead me that way. There's a level 25 tyrant down there. Anyway, so yeah, that was because I hit the level cap of 60, and I certainly did not know that that was gonna be the level cap in this game when I hit it. Boink, boink. Alright, let me warp a little ways back. Because I am getting off track. I'm going back to the lake. Anyway, that's also why I'm being a little anal about checking the class tree every chance I get, because I don't want to be dumb and miss the opportunity to pick a different class. Right now, they're all still locked to me. But I'm at level 7, so in the grand scheme of things, level 60 is not that far away. Let's swim through this water, pick up some items, work our way to that quest objective. Hey, I cleared one of my generic missions by gathering the crayon jelly. Generic missions, you don't need to turn them in, they just get done. And then you immediately get the reward. That's why I was saying earlier that it's worth taking them, because you might just end up doing them by accident and getting stuff from it. I mean, I suppose it would be like cranberry sauce. That's a thing that people eat.
This should be fun.
Hey, come over here. You're level 9.
Fire carnival!
Sliding slinger. Shadow strike. Chrome armor. Hoorah! Now cover full of lead while they're down.
What just happened? Okay. I think I missed something there, because I'm not sure how we lost that. Look at that level 42 in that tree. Or floating near the tree. Alright, I am gonna go find this guy who I was sent to search for. He's over this way somewhere. And Pig.
Open fire. Don't let up.
Actually, that's the guy over there.
Shadow strike. Hoorah! Now cover full of lead while they're down. Move in and do some damage. Infuriate. Early bird. I'm in trouble.
Oh, hello, when did you guys get involved?
I'll give it everything I've got. Move in and keep the rhythm going. Side slash. Yeah.
Oh, I got a blue art. Blue arts are auras. They're kind of like buffs, but stronger. So they're given their own separate category because they can stack on top of buffs.
I won't give him a second breath. Yeah.
That might be a good aura to have, because I've got this taunt art to draw their attention, and then I can have super boosted evasion so that when I have their attention, I'm just an evasion tank. I can see the art on the palette has the letters TP on it, meaning it costs TP. They haven't really gone over TP too much yet, but it's that green bar next to the HP greener. Mine's currently at 1400. Oh, I'm dead.
I'm in trouble. Heal me. Upper hand. This is wearing me down.
TP is also how revives can happen, for whatever that's worth. Elma's not finishing that on her own. Poor Miles, he's been waiting forever. And in the rain, no less. Yeah, TP is essentially the replacement for the party gauge if you've played a mainline Xenoblade. This game doesn't do chain attacks, but it does something else called overdrive that we haven't unlocked. So TP plays into that, or... Well, I don't foresee them ever making a Xenoblade Chronicles movie. But yeah, I feel like it wouldn't live up to the game. Unless it was an X movie, because the story material in X would probably be best for fitting into a movie because it's much shorter. They could probably pull that off pretty safely. Bell's busted. We got the supplies from Sadie. Here's your repair kit. Ah, man. How am I feeling? Braggy or lucky? I mean, I guess if I brag him too much, he'll just feel down about the fact that his team got wiped out, and so it's fine. How the heck did you beat the whimsical duo kill? What? We never ran into it? Not even once? Well, I kinda tried to fight it. That means it's still on the rampage. Alright, go fight the thing. I believe it wasn't far from here. Yep, there it is. As Elma reacted well to that choice, and we got Affinity for it. Lynn might have reacted better to bragging about how easy it was, because she'd be impressed with us, because she's a bit younger. So, I don't think there was a bad choice there, per se. Finish it.
Is that good? Very good.
And we've hit level 8. I don't know, Zubda. I have no idea what goes through the heads of the enemy designers when they're choosing adjectives, but they're always a bit out there. You beat it into next week yet? With the air of confidence and the smug grin on your face. I'd say that baby's 6 feet under. That's music to my ears. You cleared the path and made my day. Pretty impressive. While you were off fighting, I worked on the skull and got it patched up. Looks like we'll be getting back to work without losing much time. Even though you ran around all night before you actually came to help me. Hopefully the indigent data they churn out will make sure no one else gets another nasty surprise. Start. Pathfinders are an elite group even by Blade standards, which means average slubs like me have to work extra hard to keep up. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blue. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Mission complete. Alright, we just got a notification there that segment recon was complete. And that means, where is it? Which segment did it... I'm not seeing which segment we... Oh, you know what? I bet it's in... Gotta be one of the new LA segments. Alright. You can now see this yellow segment on the gamepad map. That is the segment where I took the side quest to help this guy. By beating the side quest, I got this gold mark to show that that segment is officially complete. That doesn't mean I necessarily did every single thing I need to do in that segment of the map. Maybe there's items there that I can pick up at some point, who knows. But as far as completion percentage goes, that moves the administrative district of New LA up to 1.5% complete. Bringing my total survey rate, when you combine that with 3.1% of Primordia, we are up to an overall 0.42% completion. As a reminder, the stream will not be 100% playthrough. These little pigs.
Engaging. Lay down some fire. I'll blast them wide open.
Staggered tablet. Some extra damage in on the side. Oh yeah, there's certainly some cheese strats you can use, but...
I'll make them hurt. Melee attack.
Well, I got to about 92% over the course of 200 hours. But the problem with that is I didn't have all the fancy skills from the other class trees because of that issue I had where I wasn't switching classes. So who knows how long it would have taken me to get the last 8%, considering that would have been dealing with the hardest enemies in the game without, like, the pro strats that most people use. But maybe if I was class changing during that 200 hours, then it would have been reasonable enough to get the last 8. Wow, we can beat this thing. Yes. Finally dealt with that pack of pigs. Not that I needed to, but it just felt like a good chance to take a vendetta. Okay, my theory, because I don't remember, but my theory is that when I reach rank 10 Drifter, then I'll get my options for other classes. Here's hoping. The other side quest that I took on was the Professional. I need to set out to the northwest to find some additional data probe sites, and then I can show off the mining feature. So I'll just be running over there, maybe grabbing some items, and I'm not gonna fight that particular enemy, but I might fight some other stuff on the way, see if we can get that rank 10. So, I have somewhat mentioned all those bars on the left side that show up during battle. But next to your character portrait, you have your HP bar. It went away, never mind. I was just gonna give one little rundown of everything there. Gotta be more concise about it. That guy's a tyrant, he just kind of races around. You can fight him if you want. I think he's part of segment completion for this area. You don't need to do it right away. Here, I'll fight this guy.
Let's see what you got.
Alright, so that blue bar, mine's at 946. Now it's at 795. That's HP. Next to that is TP, which is tension points, which helps you do your special moves like auras or your ultimate attack when we eventually get it. Or it can help you revive someone for a full 3,000. It maxes out at 3,000, I should say, so use it or lose it.
This is my chance.
Then you got a little green bar next to that. Mine's currently at 8. That is your character level. So I'm at overall level 8, which caps at 60. And then, of course, the purple bar underneath that is for your class. So my class rank is 9. And then next to that are any buffs that you might have or debuffs that you might have. Like Elma and Lynn have a couple up there right now. Somehow I don't think they're building up 3,000 TP in the next 14 seconds, so I'm gonna just quit there. I'm gonna warp to Site 116 just to get closer to our objective. There we go, now I can take the northwestern approach. Oh, and out here in the field, there's just a guy with a side quest. Already working on one, but we can see what he wants. Monica, you have to understand, our first priority is coming home alive. The one responsible for this team, I have to take the path with the least amount of risk. So if you want to give up his life to save ours, pathetic. If you don't want to go, that's fine, I'll find Connor alone. Monica, that's crazy, will you please listen to me for a second? What is it? If you're out here, I'm guessing it's because you're a blade. In that case, let me ask you something. Should an entire team risk their lives to rescue one single member, or should that team run back to NLA like a pair of sniveling cowards and wait for reinforcements? Tough call, because I feel like my character would say rescue, but I also think that that would be frowned upon by some people. Again, this is going to be one of those decisions where you might please one team member and not the other, and you just gotta live with it. It's okay. There's no perfect solution. I guess I'm just gonna say rescue. Now, the Monica wanted to hear rescue, and the other guy wanted to hear retreat, so... Would you head north to Sickle Rock Rise and see if you can find an interceptor named Connor? I'll accept, but I'm not going to set it as a target. Alright, show me the data probing sites. There's one. Always look for the red beacons. They will serve you well. Good thing all the sheep here that are much higher level than us are passive. What did that say? No, that did not say. Okay. Data probe. Oh, data probe. Go in the ground.
Well, come to mama.
I'm not fighting that pig. I'll retreat like a fig. Hey, it's Sickle Rock Rise, what do you know? This is a note: you cannot collect item orbs if an enemy is currently aggroing you. So because that pig has continued to chase us all the way here, I have not been able to pick up anything. Very surprised at how stubborn it's been. Okay, good riddance. Here's some enemies I need for a generic quest.
Open fire and don't let up.
If you want to do me a favor and not let your buddies in on it right away, I'd prefer to fight one of you and not three.
Shadow strike. I'll make them hurt.
Doing great, buddy. Just letting your two friends there are doing a nice job of ignoring your agony. Tell them to keep it that way. No, they didn't keep it that way.
I'll make them hurt. Shadow strike. Upper hand.
Now, I believe the general rule, it might be different in X, but I know that in the mainline Xenoblade games, the general rule is if you are 10 levels higher than an enemy, even if it would normally aggro you, it just won't.
Shadow strike.
Now, if I was level 18, then I don't think these guys would be paying me any mind. Or level 20 in this guy's case. I saw that giant dinosaur walking by and I thought for a second that it was getting involved. Nothing scarier than that. Well, bit.
I got a workout from all that running. Level up. My cooking got better.
Okay, now I need that third data probe site. There it is. Double item, give me. But I'm gonna come down here. Wonder if I can land under this guy's foot. I think that counts. That's just generally the same effect of being knocked back. I'm just gonna grab this little group of items down here. Now you may notice when you are a little distance away from an item orb, it has that little blue line that's pointing, hey, there's an item orb here. So as I was installing that data probe, you may have noticed that up on that cliff, where did it go? There. You can kind of make it out that there's a little red line there. Like the item orb indicator, but it's red. What does that mean? I don't know if we'll find out with level 36 vision type monsters up there, but I'm gonna try. Gotta be sneaky. Seems like they might be sleeping anyway.
Looks like
So, oh my god, no.
just one more hit. Fine then. I'll fight
You
alone.
guys, take it from here.
It would not relent. Not even in a lake does it relent. Okay, at some point, I will want to grab that red item orb because it is a quest item. I don't know for what quest, because it's just always available. But at some point, there will be some quest that says, get that item. So, that's what the red ones are. They're one-time deals, and they're for quests. Speaking of quests, I'm gonna warp back to New Los Angeles and finish the one that we're working on. It learned to run on water, which is much farther than I thought they would take it. Okay, so Kirsty's the person who gave us the quest. As I stand outside her headquarters, I'm gonna go on my gamepad map, and dare I even try to show this? Okay, this is a terrible idea. But here we go. Welcome to Gamepad Mapland. The lighting here is terrible, I'll admit. So, what I want to do for this quest is they want me to start mining from those data probes that we planted. But this is all controlled remotely. So what you do is you open your map. You make sure to go to the segment version of the map. And then up here, something I've been doing while you're not looking is hitting that continent button in the top left. And it actually gives you a full planet map. That's every continent on the planet. And it all loops back around on itself because it's a planet. On the right side, you got the districts of New Los Angeles. Since, you know, it's a recurring town area, so you may want to just access it quickly instead of going through Primordia. So tap on Primordia. Make sure you're on this version of the map. There's a few different versions you can toggle between on the top right. When you plant the data probe, it starts glowing like this. It's that it's like the tripod symbol. If I tap that icon, then it tells me all about that site. And down here, there's an option to change probe. This is where you get to change what the probe does. A basic probe does absolutely nothing. A mining probe will gather underground resources from that area. That's where you get Miranium. A research probe, I don't quite remember what that one does. It increases your income. Somehow. It just makes money for you. That's what this description basically says. Percy also said that if we chain probes of the same type together, that their effectiveness increases. So, she gave us multiple mining probes. We want to confirm that that probe is in fact going to be a mining probe. And it gets that little symbol with a Roman numeral next to it to show, like, its rank as far as cylinders go. So our side quest here is to make sure that all 3 of the probes that we planted are mining probes so that we can see the chain reaction. You need at least 3 to set up a chain. Now those 3 have red circles around them and they are linked together. And so the mining total has gone up significantly, though at the cost of the revenue total because they have to balance it out somehow. Those totals tell you how much Miranium and how much money you are going to get from your probes at regular set time intervals. And that's about it for that whole system, unless we run into any major new probe changes. I'm hoping to do any sort of stuff like that off stream, because I can't imagine that the stream is too fun if I'm just tapping the screen to manage probes.
Did you actually?
Probes are installed and setting up mining probes. Perfect. You work fast. Yes, that was fast. I mean, it was pretty much a walk in the park once I started doing it. Alright, don't go getting a big head. Stuff should be easy. Try setting your comms device display to Frontier Nav mode, and then you can see what types of probes you have. The 3-site link combo boosted the effects by 30%. Yeah, someone has made a gamepad capture card, but I don't see myself needing it enough to warrant. And, I don't know if they still make them, honestly, because who plays the Wii U anymore? You can get that link combo up to 5 to boost it by 50%, and 8 for 80%, so on. Yeah, sure, got it. Let pupils make teaching a pleasure. Well, I'd say that concludes your first assignment. So she'll continue to give you missions related to this probing stuff to keep you on top of it. But now she wants Site 117 to have a research probe. And she wants us to discover a cavern. So fortunately, Site 117 is one that I already found on the map. It was in the northeast. So I can already put a research probe there. Now there's another little mark on the map for where that secret area is. Oh, by the way, actually, it turns out I didn't show you everything about this. Each site has its own variability in how well it supports different types of probes. So, for example, this site that I just put a research probe in, it's really good for production and combat support, but it's not very good at producing revenue. And then you have this little note down here that says, hey, there's a secret area, you haven't found it yet. And that's why the second part of this mission is to find the secret area. Now, they've marked the general location on the map for this one since it is part of a quest. It's to the northwest of here, but of course there will be plenty of secrets for you to uncover on your own if you just want to explore the world, with or without a quest. We're looking for a place called the Rock Tavern. Very deep name. I wonder how they decided on that name. Well, I guess we're jumping down here. Out of this more orangey pinkish grass. That's kinda neat. I gotta get past these level 20-ish vision type enemies.
All that experience has paid off.
On the bright side, the silent mire. There's an old machine here, but I'm not archaeologically sound enough to investigate it. I can't quite remember about the secrets in this game. But here it is, Rock Cavern, yay. And then you go inside and it has a map of its own. Oh, I'm mechanically sound enough to find this one. Wait. I don't know if any enemy in here will actually aggro onto me, but if one does, I am screwed. I think the way that I'm looking for is a bit higher up. Alright, what's this one over here? Or is it up there? Totally up there, isn't it? Yeah, I just did a lap around that thing. Cool. You must be real excited for Forgotten Land. And I am. Okay, drop down into here. Nope, can't do that one. Since I can't do that one anyway, I won't bother checking the top left right now. Ah, back in the sunlight. I'm gonna head back to Kirsty. Administrative District. Welcome back. The Rock Tavern looks like a pretty mystical place. Folks were blown away by it. You seem curious how they could have seen it without leaving NLA. Well, by accessing the research probe you installed, you can view the data it's amassed. For the civilians living here, that's their only way about learning the outside world. The probes you're installing aren't just a way to track down the parts of the life hold. Sure, they serve as a source of hope for the future, but they're also helping people today. How that underscores just how important your work is. Makes sense. Are there any more perks? Not much slips by you, does it? But don't worry, you'll be paid sightseeing profits. That's why it's money. I forgot that the game actually tries to justify all its systems. How dare I forget such an important thing? The probe doesn't make money. The people give it to you. That enough of them and you might find yourself raking in a small fortune. To explore the place is find the things. If you install more probes, Miranium mining should also pick up steam. You may eventually reach the limit of how much Miranium you can hold. In that case, setting up special probes known as storage probes can help. They'll raise the limit of how much you can store. Let me give you one as things. Remember that, like any data probe, simply carrying it won't do you any good. Segment recon complete. For doing that side quest. That's another administrative district is now at 3.12%. Solid progress. So, I've completed a few of the quests that I had from this, whatever it's called, terminal. I completed a few requests from the terminal, and now checking in with it, you can see a few more have popped up. But again, if you just want to knock things out, grind a bit, then it's there. Where was I supposed to give this Miranium? Deliver it to the researcher in the industrial district. Oh, the industrial district. Alright, let's follow the arrow, or this may not be the best path to take. Sometimes by walking by people with information, they'll actually update your map in other regions. So that's what just happened there. So if you want that little bit of information, you should walk up those stairs.
Am I right?
The difficulty of one, exactly.
Yes.
Will you take me to the industrial district?
Working hard?
Farewell. Thank you, good sir. Missions I think go up to 5. I don't remember. Alright, packing the delivery. Step on up. I'm coming for ya. Your car doesn't scare me. There's a yellow box on my map, though. Oh, but I'm too weak to open the box.
Great. What's up?
Do I have the 700 units? I do. Oh, I'm almost level 10.
What? Am I right?
I can warp to the diner! No, you cannot go inside. Unfortunately, that's one limitation of this game, is that for all these buildings in NLA, you can not go inside a ton of them.
Yeah.
Yo, Fry. Everything that's happened in this wretched world was all leading up to this one drink. Hey pal, you come here to raise a glass of old Fry? Dodging this dump ain't so bad, you know. You should have 1 or 3. Oh, hey, on the mini-map, I just noticed a little clock symbol. What's that all about? Yes. Well, see, across New Los Angeles, you have benches. And character doesn't really know how to sit in the benches. At least, not the generic brown ones. But these special red painted ones, on the other hand, we totally know how to sit in those. And when we do, we can pass as much time as we want. It's not quite as convenient as it was in Xenoblade 1, where it was just a regular pause menu option. And you could change the time whenever you want, wherever you were. But hey, that's how you do it in this game. Exactly, pedestrian. Alright, now I'm trying to warp to Primordia. Boom.
How did you see us?
Ah, okay, this guy just wants to get into it, eh? That lightning bolt means he's a sound type monster, so just from like moving too close to him, he triggered the battle. He's a level 6, and he's by himself, so I don't know if that was a wise idea for him.
Is that it?
That's ranked up. Does this mean? Yes, okay, finally. Okay, so now at level 10 you can advance your class. The game will recommend the topmost branches for beginners, and it will recommend the bottommost branch only to people who feel like they know the combat. So theoretically you would start on one of these earlier branches and then you would make the decision to switch over to one of these later. But like I said, when I first played the game, I just did this branch leading to Duelist and never looked back. So, Striker is a balanced class. Commando focuses on buffs and bonuses to damage and evasion. Sorry, accuracy and evasion. Enforcer provides support from afar. Has many ranged arts, tricky to master, suited for professionals. At the bottom of the right side there, you can see what arts it comes with. So Striker gets access to Rising Blade, Defensive Stance, Power Dive, Tornado Blade. You have descriptions there for all of these. Commando has the one and only backslash. Alma's early bird art, Stream Edge. Sliding Slinger, upper hand, Shadow Runner. Ooh, Shadow Runner says it boosts potential at the cost of TP, and potential, from my understanding, is a hugely important stat, especially for late game stuff. Like, it makes your character super powerful, and it can get super high. And Enforcer comes with Beam Barrage, Repair, Myopic Screen, Full Specs. Or rather, it will come with it. I just noticed the part that says acquired at rank, so for now it would only have Beam Barrage, in addition to any arts that you're carrying over from Drifter. So you know what? Because I've played this game once before, I'm gonna call myself a professional and see how that goes. And you know, if the class isn't working out, I can change it. I know that this time. Not 2015 anymore. Asbran's not that stupid anymore. He's more well versed in the art of the RPG. You're gonna die because I said so. Look at my cannon. Different class means a different weapon type. So that'll affect your auto attack and your cooldown and stuff. So I have a couple arts here that carried over from Drifter, like Slit Edge. I've almost got my Beam Barrage ready to go. It boosted damage with an aura, eh? So I'll put the Recuperate aura on myself and try that out.
I'll make 'em hurt. Beam Barrage! Is that it? We got him. Let's move.
That was a pretty good art, I would say. Alright, and now I'm gonna do a little fuddling around in the pause menu, so I apologize in advance. Okay, first thing I actually want to check is I've been collecting items. Let's see where we're at on the Collectopedia. We're still missing a vegetable. But we found every fruit in Primordia. For completing that row, we get another 5 battle points and a piece of equipment. Still a ways to go on the flora and the fauna. However, we can complete the insect row. I haven't found a single curio yet. So many items. The Collectopedia in this game is much bigger because it's by continent and there's just 5 huge continents instead of the mainline Xenoblade games where you have, you know, I don't want to call them small, but smaller areas. Alright, the other thing I want to check on is, now that we've got a new weapon and stuff, I kind of want to check the gear. So I now fight with a ray gun. I don't have any alternative ray guns current at the time, so... There's that. But why can't I equip this one? Unable to equip. Oh, it's the class. Okay. I have these knives. It reduces total melee attack, but what does it increase? It increases. It says it has an attack stat of 21 instead of 14, and it's got a shorter cooldown. But everything else about it is lower, so I'm not sold on it. I have this gauze eye patch, and it boosts practically everything, so I'll take it. Bargain tank top. Much lower overall defense stat, but better elemental resistances. I'll pass on that. Do want to check on my arts, being a new class and all. So yeah, the arts that carried over are Chrome Armor and Slit Edge and Recuperate. So I guess none of the other ones carry over. As well invest a bit in our new Giant Hyper Beam. And I'll put a small amount on my aura. Now, have I learned any skills? I need rank 2 before I get my first possible skill. I already adjusted my class. I could look at soul voices, but that seems like overkill right now. So, like with Happy Home Paradise, I plan to do some of the more meaty, some of the more, what's the word I'm looking for? Plan to do some of the stuff that I don't want to show on stream, off stream. There was a word I'm trying to look for. Mundane, I think, actually, was the word. But, you know, some of the stuff where it's not really action-y. I'm just digging around menus, optimizing equipment and stuff. I feel like I can do that off stream and then come back and be like, here's my loadout and have fun. A few more items over here. They're level 14, you should be fun. Especially for a professional. Got staggered. And it's toppled. Now I'll aim for the other leg. Now they want me to shoot. So I shall shoot. Oh, that beam is so good. Oh, that hurt. It fell on them. Almost got my beam barrage back, but it doesn't look like the other two are gonna make it.
We need to keep our wounds healed.
How much will this do? Not enough.
Engaging. Lay down some fire for me. I'll blast him wildly.
Fire carnival!
Side blast. Chrome sliding slinger.
And it's down! We can play it!
Weird thing is when I use my healing art, it switches me to my melee weapon. But I'm playing a class that says it's better from ranged support, so I'm trying to use my ranged weapon.
Upper hand. Sliding slinger. Chrome armor. Good enough. We got him. Let's
Oh,
move.
I didn't even get to use my art. Lame.
All that experience is paid off.
Alright, now follow this line of items. He grows up to add an R to his name? I don't think so. We found the roof rock. Ooh, we haven't fought one of these yet. The Scarpo.
Cavern.
We should weaken them just to be safe.
Shadow strike. Side slash. Sliding slinger. Scream edge. Knock him over with good blood.
I'll take them down!
Target the sack.
Lay down! Cover fire!
I didn't drop anything. Well, this will be an interesting new class for me to play. Like, this playthrough is already feeling very different. Just, oh my god.
I don't want it to end like this.
I know it's futile, but I'm running. Thank you for watching this stream of Xenoblade Chronicles X. I'm gonna stop the recording here, although the stream's gonna go on just a little longer. Wait, the ending, isn't it? Next time we'll actually advance the story. Run, keep running, keep running. It's almost. Wait, it gave up on me. I lived.